Wow! During Tesla's first quarter's earnings call, Tesla fans and investors can expect some big news that will pique their interest. The first quarter earnings report from Tesla will be shocking to investors and favorable for the company despite a challenging year. The automotive industry as a whole has experienced a difficult time recently, as the news reports indicate. While this may be the case, Tesla delivered more units than were expected from Wall Street during the first quarter. Tesla filed for bankruptcy in October following some hiccups in the first quarter that plagued other corporations. However, the number of cars made in the first quarter still decreased for Tesla when compared to the previous. Tesla's supply chain problems and COVID-19 closures have slowed down deliveries this quarter. So, what can we expect at Tesla's earnings call in the first quarter of 2022, especially in the light of last year's results? We've got you covered in this video, so just stay tuned until the end to find out. Tesla is slated to announce its earnings on the 20th of April following the close of the market. Following the rumors of increased deliveries and profits, investors are looking forward to seeing the actual numbers. It is for the quarter ending March 2022. As reported by Zacks Investment Research, Census earnings per share for the quarter are projected to be $1.74, based on 6 expert forecasts from the same period in the previous year. This implies earnings per share worth 39 cents. Meanwhile, Tesla's earnings quality ranking has been high for the 6th week in a row. So what does this mean? Earnings quality is defined as the degree to which present earnings predict future earnings. Profits with high level of quality are expected to last, while earnings with a low level of quality will not. Each week, the earnings quality rating evaluates a large universe of publicly traded US stocks based on their relative earnings quality. Typically, companies are measured in comparison to their peers in the same sector. Recently, Tesla reported a record amount of deliveries in its first quarter, which was significantly higher than the year before. Still, they fell short of industry experts' estimates. Further, Tesla's first quarter deliveries are remarkable, to say the least, given that the worldwide supply chain challenges. Conversely, the fact that they were less impressive confirms to investors that the automobile industry is still struggling to recover from the shortage of microprocessor chips and other parts, as well as logistical problems that have affected it. In this regard, Tesla's CEO tweeted that this quarter has been exceptionally difficult due to supply chain delays and China's zero-COVID policy. In addition to stating critical suppliers saved the day, Musk highlighted the outstanding work of the Tesla team and major suppliers. As a result, Tesla's revenues still rose by more than 42% year over year, from $110,000 in quarter 1 to $503,709, representing 21.8% of the segment's entire sales. The Automotive News Research and Data Center estimated that while the statistics were below experts' expectations, they were still improved over the last quarter, which has been called their best to date. During the first quarter of 2022, Tesla delivered about 310,000 vehicles, so this new quarterly figure reflects an impressive growth rate of 68% year over year after reaching 309,000 in the fourth quarter of 2021. For the first time, Tesla's deliveries over the past 12 months have exceeded 1 million, about 1,061,000 to be exact. In the preceding 12-month period a year ago, there were about 596,000 deliveries, and a total of 324 Tesla Model 3s and Model Y cars were delivered in the third quarter of 2021, along with 14,724 Model S and Model X cars. Meanwhile, the Model 3 and Model Y deliveries declined sequentially, but Model S and Model X deliveries have increased by 25%. Further, Model S and X deliveries are on the rise sequentially as Tesla ramps up production of these models following a design revision in early 2021 that necessitated modifications to its production lines. During this period, analysts predicted that Tesla would deliver 317,000 vehicles, taking notice of Tesla's sequential growth, which was among the smallest in years. Some investors are surprised at its underperformance. The earnings call and the remainder of the year are, however, still cause for optimism. Typically, Tesla does not include a projection for the year ahead in its announcements on production and delivery data, and Tesla's stock price rose recently as a result of its latest press release. In the first quarter of 2022, the world's largest EV manufacturer delivered 310,048 units, up 68% from 184,800 in the same period last year. Tesla will report its first quarter financial results and a business outlook on April 20th after the stock market closes. Due to the less than 7,000 shipments compared to analysts' expectations, there may be some investors who are concerned, but it shouldn't be the case. The company is still on track to report a great Q1 earnings report, regardless of the statistical forecast based on the delivery numbers. Aside from this, the delivery output was astounding, considering the circumstances on the ground, and it was not the case for other brands. Currently, Tesla has a large lead over BMW, last year's luxury sales leader, and BMW reported 73,714 sales in 2013, an increase of 3.2% year over year and a 14.6% market share. Nearly all other brands saw double-digit sales declines, as this was due to the supply concerns rather than insufficient demand. Hyundai's Genesis brand, part of the company's parent company, grew at the same rate as Tesla's, selling 11,723 units, up 42.6% year over year. As we all know, Tesla sells only electric cars, so the company sells 21.8% of its total sales in electric vehicles. Meanwhile, among its competitors are Mercedes-Benz, Audi, Volvo, Porsche, and Jaguar that sell electric cars. Reuters reported that Tesla's first quarter deliveries exceeded expectations and outperformed the previous quarter. Further, Tesla produced 291,189 Model 3 and Model Y vehicles in the first 3 months of the year, along with 14,218 Model S and Model X vehicles. The fourth quarter backlog was therefore significant. Nevertheless, Tesla is on track to build and deliver more than 300,000 vehicles by the end of quarter 1. In the first quarter of 2021, however, only 184,000 deliveries were reported. Additional expansion work is underway in Shanghai, and the 2 new gigafactories being built in Austin and Nevada will ensure increased production and, as a result, deliveries throughout the year. According to analysts, sequential growth is expected to pick up even more this year, particularly in the second half of 2022. Additionally, a business update for the fourth quarter stated that production levels would be increased at existing plants and that production at new plants would begin by 2022. Manufacturing at the company's German plant has already begun. Aside from this, Tesla's new factory in Texas has already started producing cars last April 7th. Nevertheless, things will probably get worse before they get better, since the second quarter has started to slow. Tesla's manufacturing in China has been halted due to the COVID-19 regulations and is now starting to reopen. Further, ramping up production at new factories take time, so the impact of Tesla's Berlin factory in Q2 is likely to be minimal. Moreover, China's government has implemented its mass testing policy, causing businesses across Shanghai to close down. The Giga Shanghai plant last year produced a fifth of Tesla's global output. Because of COVID restrictions affecting the Chinese metropolis during the past few days of March, Gigafactory Shanghai has been suspended. As a result, the first quarter production numbers for 2022 were slightly lower than those for 2021, as Tesla produced 305,407 cars in the first quarter of 2022, down from 305,840 cars in the first quarter of 2021. And this represents a decrease of only 433 vehicles, or, to nitpick further, 0.141%. Currently, only delivery data can be used to estimate the impact on production. Currently, Tesla can build roughly 2,000 cars per day in Shanghai. This is based on production numbers from February, before the halt caused by COVID-19. Furthermore, Tesla began shipping cars from its Grünheide, Germany plant earlier this April, and it plans to begin shipping cars from its Austin, Texas plant soon. As part of a handover ceremony held at Tesla's Berlin Gigafactory, Musk personally delivered the first batch of cars in Germany to consumers. Even with delivery delays and poor production numbers, we expect a good earnings call. Tesla has had a challenging year, like other OEMs. Thus, some are pointing out that profits have been affected. This is not the case though. Even so, Tesla aims to increase vehicle deliveries by 50%. The managing partner of Lu Ventures, Gene Munster, called Tesla's delivery statistics impressive considering all of the challenges. As a result, Tesla is predicted to continue to outpace other automakers in terms of growth, even though last year's conditions were more favorable. Tesla managed to outdo their last quarter deliveries against all odds. Thus, despite a lot of people betting against Tesla, we're confident that the company will exceed its previous profitability. Amidst all of the recent bullish catalysts, we are sure to see serious action over the next quarter. Feel free to share your thoughts on Tesla's earnings call for the first quarter in the comments section below. Also, don't forget to subscribe with post notifications so you don't miss out on Tesla Era.